This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Lord, belong the issues from death. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Kol Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, and risking their lives on the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwal, the Akim out there listening and learning, Lord willingly. This is an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribe to this truth to you. I say Shalom. This is the brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And I want to do a quick lesson on the topic that I heard. I was listening to the brother Bakor Moth out of the Men of Valor, I guess, to New Jersey. They're not really GMS, but they are. They're with they for us because they use the doctrine. They just don't use GMS in their name, but they pretty much preach the same gospel. So, like I said, they're with us, not against us. The brother being the spirit. The brother from London did a video, and that brother was the brother he mentioned. It was two other brothers, a brother from Chicago, Shapatya, I think a brother from the main camp, and then the brother from Men of Valor, Bakora Moth. But anyway, he mentioned the serial killer that was on in New York. Now, mind you, that show you how they not even speaking on a lot of different shit. At one point in time when I was growing up, that'd have been, breaking news, and you'd have heard that all day. Now, mind you, I don't watch TV as much as I used to. Of course, being busy, the truth, children, et cetera, et cetera. But, it was kind of shocking, but not, because like he was said, at the end of the day, it's like with the whole situation with the all these people losing power during the this winter storm, and the brother from Vegas made mention of that. We got to throw out prayers to the Akim and Akwaf that's being affected by this, the true believers. But the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to sustain a true believer. For whatever reason, we all get tested through different tests. But, the Lord will sustain a true believer, one of his own, but, as he was making mention of, like when you're in his truth, you have a different outlook on stuff. You'll have a person that be like, oh my God, but as soon as I see the whole cold front and all that, I knew that was of the Lord. It could be Esau, with his weather manipulate machine, but ultimately that's still the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because it tells you that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man. It tells you that he orders a man's steps. A man's steps is ordered by the Most High. But not to digress or rumble and keep going rambling on and on, going off topic. Point being, I didn't know anything about this, so I found it interesting, and I decided to do a video. And Lord willingly, this is an edifying video. So this is a New York Post. It says a train ripper, because they call him like Jack the Ripper. A train ripper busted, still covered in blood, and knife attacks on NYC subway by Tina Moore, Larry Silona, and Joe Marino. February 13, 2021 at 9:14. NYPD patrols the subway stations at 207th Street and Broadway and Inwood after a series of stabbings by the A-Train Ripper. They want to dub him the A-Train Ripper like Jack the Ripper, It says the A-Train Ripper is in custody, police confirmed Sunday. The knife-wielding madman was wanted in a gruesome subway spree that left 2 homeless people dead and 2 others slashed along the A-Train line and was nabbed in Upper Manhattan on Saturday, law enforcement sources say. And, I was looking at another source and they show a picture of him. I may not do that, but you can go check it out on your own if that, spirit jumps on you or for whatever reason. I was, but he was a Jake, and just showing you. I know from what I read, he was homeless as well. It says his shoes were still splattered with his victim's blood when he was taken into custody, and he was still in possession of the bloody knife, one source added. The yet named suspect was in custody at the 34th Precinct in Washington Heights on Saturday, sources said. Police said Sunday that he has since been transferred from the precinct, although they wouldn't say where. Now, again, I guess they actually released his information, because I was going to read this other article. They was talking about his sister basically said she didn't see that happening, and so that's how I know he's a Jake. But that's just showing you the times we're living in, because you got spirits that's jumping on these people, and the closer we get to the end, the more and more spirits gonna jump on more and more people. You think this ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like I was listening to the elder Yashua Wamba speak on it, like the brother Bakor Moff was speaking on it. He was saying, shit, this ain't really nothing. You see, it talks about in the scriptures, the book of Matthew, about how for the love of many shall wax cold. You see how cold-hearted people are now. That ain't even shit yet. You got to remember, when you watch the movies like the book of Eli and Mad Max and whatnot, like they had actually developed a taste for human meat. What kind of demon got to be on you to be able to do that? That's them zombies. You get what I'm saying? The movies where you watch when you talk about zombies, The Walking Dead, that's them zombies, them people that's just so out here with no spirit in them, with no light, that's just consumed by darkness, that's all in their flesh. That's good. Walking around actually, and the thing is, you're going to have people that sit up there talking about, oh my God, these fake ass nigga women that literally act like that they love their children, or in their mind they think they love their children, but yet still will actually do harm to their children because they mad for whatever reason at the man or society, or they dumbass mistakes that they chose to make, or decisions rather. I ain't gonna say mistakes, because a mistake can be recovered from. Like we say, they not losses, they lessons. You know what I'm saying? But no, some people won't look at it that way. And then, I got somebody right now that I know personally that's telling me how they not going to take it, how they not going to take it, how they not going to take the jab. And I want to say certain shit, but every time I say stuff, it doesn't work out right. So, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, how you going to say what you going to do, not understand the scriptures, when Peter thought that he had died for the Lord, and then he denied him. So go ponder and meditate on that. Dumbass person about what you ain't gonna do. When you seeing these kids starving, when your dumbass starving, you really spiritual enough to go ahead and trust in the Most High? He says, oh, by the way, and like I said, the point being, it was the closer we get, the more spirits is gonna jump on more and more people. So and acts like this is gonna be nothing. I got another scripture, because this shouldn't be a long lesson. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of that Salaki, and appease the wrath of him that made them. And who is him that made them? The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It tells you in a book of, I believe, the book of Hebrews, that he's the father of spirits. And then it goes into for verse 29, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. It talks about the teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents. The Lord is going to be using these animals. He's going to be putting death angels on these people. That's what happened with this man. I remember Female in the World, when I was a super nigga, she told me about how, like, she stayed off in these projects. I ain't going to name them, but, people from my city are familiar with them. And long story short, she was like, somebody got killed in there, but when she came into the building, she could see the death angel. And I'm looking at her like, this bitch bugged out. But in actuality, she wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, she is a very spiritual person, but, I'm not going to go into my testimony like that. If it's the will of the Lord, maybe I will one day. I have before, but point being, it's funny because now it show you how cold the Lord is. He used her in my testimony to, help me to get through my testimony, to have me to come believe. And now the last time I talked to her, she was in the world, but she was always a believer her whole life. She didn't know too much about, Yasha Allah and whatnot. But the crazy part is, a lot of people that I've met, not met, but dealt with in my life, that I might not be dealing with personally, like, all the time, but like people I used to deal with or I used to talk to, all of them has came across this truth. Not they didn't accept it. My demon to talk about how she came across people here and there, and then so goofy and gullible and stupid not to realize it must be a reason why you keep on running to these people, right? But and that's the point. A lot of spirits is going to be jumping on more and more people the closer and closer we get to the end of this shit. It says the spree began Friday morning, not far from where the alleged stabber was caught. Authorities said at 11:30 a.m. a 67-year-old man was stabbed as he pushed his walker along the southbound platform at the A train's 181st Street station in Washington Heights. I am going to kill you, he told cops as attacker screamed. According to sources, he was stabbed in the right knee and left buttocks. While he requires surgery, he is expected to survive the attack. The attack is preliminarily believed to be connected to 3 subsequent attacks. 12 hours later, at 11:29 p.m. Friday, a man was found stabbed to death, but still slumped in his seat on the A train at Mott Avenue Station in Far Rockaway. And that's the spirit, because the thing is this. Because the thing is this. I just brought it out in 2 Samuel. The Most High killeth and maketh alive. The thing is this. You can't stop if the Lord got judgment set for you. All you could do, being in his flesh, is try to be on the best terms as possible with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because like I said, at the end of the day, if it's your time, it's your time. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about this truth. You know what I mean? That's how the brother broke it down. That's simply the truth. I will tell this part of a personal testimony. When I was like 19 years old, I got shot in the head. Literally shot point blank range in the head. And I could never understand why the fuck the Most High kept me alive. And that scripture, you know what I'm saying? That's just a personal testimony. So I know this wholeheartedly that the Most High killeth and maketh alive. And if it's not your time, or he got something that he requires your soul to do on this side until he requires your soul in the heavenly realm, that's just what it is. So, and you know how, but the thing is this, back in the world, you probably would be nervous, well, damn, because when you take the time to think about it, this man was on a bus next to another man. You don't know this man has a knife in his pocket, and for whatever reason, this man, what if it wasn't even an altercation? What if he just flipped out and started stabbing him on some, Jason Voorhees type shit? You know what I'm saying? See, in the world, you'd be like, oh my God, and terrified, but when you in the truth, you like, well, shit, that's judgment, you know what I mean? What can you possibly do? Your arms is not long enough to fight against the Most High. Flat out. 12 hours later at 11:29 p.m. Friday, a man was found stabbed to death but still slumped in his seat on the A train at Mott Avenue Station in Far Rockaway. He suffered stab wounds to his neck and torso and was pronounced dead at the scene. Some 2 hours after that. Now that's showing you that this is all spiritual. It was like one day of him just attacking people. And it wasn't like spontaneous, because it may appear spontaneous, but it's not. The Most High, it was this movie, I can't think of the damn name of it, but it's on Netflix. It basically or the movie The Chaos Theory. Certain things may seem like chaotic or random events, but in actuality, they had a pattern. So best believe, everything has a pattern. Like how that movie Unbreakable, and then you had what was that shit called? When you had Bruce Willis and the one dude, I can't think of the when they both had the superpowers though. Brothers in the Truth actually watched it. It was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the name of it. But you had Bruce Willis was the good guy, then you had the other guy split. But I can't think of the third one though. But long story short, it showed you how you had Samuel L. Jackson. He caused the event that affected Bruce Willis' life, and he caused the event that affected the other guy's life that played on X-Men. And literally, you know what I'm saying? It was, the result was, that guy became the guy that he became. He had them split personalities. So, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing random or coincidence. Everything is mapped out. Everything is predestinated. It tells you in the scriptures that it's a predestined amount of a group of individuals that's going to actually survive the coming destruction. That proves that point there. Some 2 hours after that, at 1:15 a.m. Saturday, a 44-year-old woman was found sprawled dead. And then you would think, people be like, oh, because I ain't gonna laugh, but I don't feel sorry for it. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what kind of wickedness this bitch was in, too. I mean, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I ain't gonna say I'm envious, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this much. I'm not like, oh, like she in a better place. She ain't about to have to witness unless the Lord, like she did some really foul, fucked up shit. Because I can see the Lord. I ain't saying I have no understanding at all. I don't know what the Lord is capable of. I have an inkling, and that's not even like nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but the Lord, it tells you in Scripture, He's a terrible power. So He could take you out in a devastating way, a dramatic way, and then literally bring you back in a newborn baby body to catch the missiles. Or He could put a motherfucker in make him paraplegic and then make him wait and catch the missiles. Like that, when you take time to think about, it tells you a scripture about meditating terror. You know what I mean? It tells you how long suffering the Most High is. So you don't think He the ultimate? I mean, brothers always use the analogy. He's the ultimate chess player. It says she had been stabbed throughout her body. Afterward, at 1:28 a.m. Saturday, a 43-year-old man was randomly stabbed as he slept on a stairwell at the A train station at West 181st Street. He stumbled to a nearby bank on West 181st Street, but collapsed before entering the vestibule, cops said. The victim is being treated at an area hospital for 4 puncture wounds to his back and is in stable condition. So and that show you that's the Lord. Want to know how? Because the Lord is of a perfect balance. He's a balanced power. So you had 2 people die and 2 people live. It says the 44-year-old woman was taken to New York Presbyterian Allen Hospital where she was declared dead according to authorities. It is the worst subway stabbing spree since June of 2006 when a homeless serial slasher injured 4 people on a 13-hour rampage on trains in Harlem Rockefeller Center. His victims all survived. And it is the worst mass violence against the homeless since 2019 when 4 homeless men were bludgeoned to death in their sleep one night in Manhattan's Chinatown. Mayor de Blasio recently waived off NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shee's public concern of a recent spat of subway attacks, which included a strap hanger shoved onto the tracks. So that's pretty much the article. So I got one last scripture, and then I'm going to end the lesson. I read that one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I am He, and there is no power. And who is this speaking? This is the Most High Yahweh. See now that I am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Verse 40, for I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. Verse 41, if I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me. And basically, that's the Lord telling you that He gonna recompense all His enemies. He said, I will repay them that hate me. I will reward, no, Salaki, it said, I will reward them that hate me. Let's go into this word, reward, because reward basically goes into a payment, and a payment isn't always a good thing. You can have a good payment and a bad payment, just like you have a good judgment in a what's the word? A painful judgment. Payment. It say pay, reward, recompense, render, repay, restitution, amends, finish. So the point was, it said, I kill and I make him alive, I wound and I heal. He wounded some, he killed some. And, some of them go probably recover if it's the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. But the point is, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So if the Lord, how does scripture go? It's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Because Can't no one deliver out his hand. So with that, I'm going to end the lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to call Loyum, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rachak with the thumb. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Aquath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, it was an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad and the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willing, I'll come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom, and Mawath Lababal. Shalom.